Test.
Dengar.
Tak dengar.
Ha? Kau tak dengar? Tak dengar?
Test. My mic.
Tak, tapi dia berbual kau dengar tak? Aku berbual kau dengar?
Sekarang dengar. Sekarang dengar. I can't even read your heart. Tidak.
Hear your heartbeat.
Yeah, your heartbeat. And he says, I'm hungry. Tak lah.
Kau ni.
Nari masak apa? Masak apa Nari?
Sabar.
Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and welcome back on episode 18 of Tumpuk Tai Unta.
Dan episod ini ditajukan dengan daripada Salena dan Ridzuan pasal nanti kita akan makan. Macam betul je.
Belum letak dah mengharap. Belum letak dah mengharap. Tapi what's on the menu today? Tak lah. Sorry.
Harap lah bang.
Sekali buah je.
Tak ada. Kita main-main je, bergurau je.
Tapi nasi berani pun okey juga.
Jangan gurau lah. Aku dah lapar ni.
Tu samosa dekat belakang tu. Samosa. Diorang punya samosa. Best.
By the way, okay, sorry. Before we start, I have to actually talk about the samosa first.
Samosa dia.
Okay, the samosa that they have over here. Okay, normally kalau samosa dia dalam inti dia macam kentang, you know. But then this one that they bought or they made, right? They bought or they made.
I like.
Dalam dia ada sardine and it tastes the same like what we have dekat macam kat Singapore.
Tapi dia ayam.
Dia ayam bukan sardine
Kau tak tahu?
Ayam, macam ayam sardinish.
Itulah kau tengok aku confused tau.
Dia macam
kau masuk
makan
NS, dia cakap chicken taste like fish taste like
Dia
chicken.
punya sardin macam old chunky punya sardin kan.
Padu bro.
Tapi sebenarnya ayam.
Itulah. Kau confused.
Kau tahu pasal tak?
Apa pasal?
Ayam piara sendiri lah bro.
Itu pasal lah.
Itu yang cakap dua dah mati. Pasal kita datang dah dua mati.
Kita ada buat samosa.
Yeah. By the way guys, kat rumah ni is not just what you see here is not just a beautiful home, but that is actually an education center. We gonna ask her now.
But first things first, kita ni bukan di Dubai.
Yes.
Kita sekarang ni di Sharjah. Rumah dorang ni di Sharjah.
Oh, okay. By the way, Sharjah is another part of the UAE. Is one of the Emirates, one of the 7 Emirates in the UAE. Okay. Ibu kota we have Abu Dhabi, then we have Dubai, Sharjah, Queen, Ras Al Khaimah, Fujairah and Ajman. Okay, tapi kita Sharjah ni sebelah Dubai lah. So the question
Dekat
is
je.
why do you live in Sharjah?
Apasal?
So we have been living in Dubai, I think for about 7 years or so. But I think it wasn't really working out for us because, mashallah, Dubai is dia macam very crowded lah, kan? Right? So I think we as a family, we like peace and quiet. So it was getting a bit overwhelming for us. Macam, and of course because there's many nationalities, kadang-kadang susah, you know, like to every time that you see them, especially if they're your neighbours, you stay on the same compound. So we just wanted somewhere that is bigger, quieter, mashallah. And because the children, they have a lot of interest, alhamdulillah. So macam they like to pelihara animals and all, so we needed mashallah a bigger space. So and since we are not sending our kids to school, we're actually homeschooling.
Oh, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, so macam it's not a problem for us to move wherever we want to, pasal that we have no restraints in constraints in that particular matter.
Sharjah also the Sheikh of Sharjah,
Masya-Allah.
Sheikh Kasimia,
Sultan
Kasimia.
Kita punya idol.
His house is just across there.
Yeah, from my bedroom we can see the palace.
Yang kat situ. Okay.
Straight across there is his palace.
Okay.
There are 2 helipads in his house.
Yeah, kita macam check it out on Google Map. Macam, yeah. So mashallah.
So he's very focused in education and family. So
Yes,
there's a lot
very
of
different
programs.
from Dubai. Very, very different. So like his approach is, in this emirate, education is top priority.
Right.
So where we live, alhamdulillah, it is very, very close to all the educational museums in Sharjah. And Sharjah educational museums are not like mashallah Dubai. Pasal Dubai is geared more towards tourism. right? So they
Correct,
get revenue,
Yep.
and so forth. But here, when you go to these museums, it's not geared for tourism. These museums are meant to educate the people of Sharjah. So like the entrance fees, instead of like Dubai 100 plus dirhams, here it's only 5, 10, 15 dirham max.
Like the Islamic civilization yang kita pergi.
Everything macam Singapore, science discovery,
Dia punya
space, the
aquarium dia pun only 20 dirham masuk.
exactly, right?
Yes,
So
correct.
it's actually, alhamdulillah, where we're staying, it's all like within 10 minutes, all these museums within 10 minutes of us, including the House of Wisdom.
Oh, kira kan kau
Which is
punya rumah
the
ni kira prime area juga
Alhamdulillah, I think.
Alhamdulillah,
insyaAllah.
dekat rumah Sheikh ni semua.
Ya kan,
Korang pun ada
depan
helipad?
palace.
The neighbours lah, kan
Neighbours,
jiran lah.
jiran.
Kalau tak cukup tepung, pergi aja sebelah.
Boleh, boleh.
Helipad ada, helikopter belum beli.
Okay.
So what
So
animals
macam-
do you piara?
So we used to have a lot lah.
Oh.
Tapi kita punya rezeki macam rasa mati sih. No lah, maybe it's the weather, not us.
Api ada.
So macam
tapi
Oh, ni
So
korang
we-
punya animals yang korang piara
juga
kan?
juga part of the zoo. So
Ini useful one. Makan semut one.
Daripada Singapore Zoo.
let's literally for Singapore. Ini semua di Singapore Zoo. So basically, the children love animals. So we have had many kinds lah.
Right.
Ada turtle lah, ada rabbit lah, ada apa lah, ada currently
Wow.
we have chickens, and so the children will do things like in the morning ambil telur, feed the chickens, bawa dorang keluar main.
Right.
Then alhamdulillah, things that is very hard to get in Dubai in terms of space lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so alhamdulillah. And I think around this area pun macam Sharjah, there's a lot of things that the government provide in terms of education to the people living here at no cost. So which
Really?
not a lot of people know.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Sorry, say again.
like macam they have a lot of classes, enrichment classes for people living in Sharjah that is for free.
Not only for Emirati, for international also.
International also. I mean for us also we're in it lah. Alhamdulillah.
Oh, okay. So you actually tap on all this?
Yes.
What kind of classes are they?
So macam for example when we moved, and then first thing was for me to research lah all the stuff
Right,
around
right.
the area. So alhamdulillah, so far like we have had chess. So the Sharjah International Chess Academy is just here, and then the children go for taekwondo classes under the Sharjah police academy. So they join competitions. They don't only just go for classes. They go for competitions. They represent Sharjah. They get money.
All this is available in Dubai as well, but in Dubai, of course, the
Comes
fees
cheaper.
are higher,
A lot of
Very
fees,
much
yeah,
higher.
yeah,
more commercialized. But in Sharjah is heavily sponsored by the Sheikh.
Yeah.
So you pay a nominal fee, but and
The
you get to
returns is
enjoy-
more.
No, macam chess is a normal fee, but like their martial arts is all completely free.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's just I think I think if people are very interested in in getting taking not advantage but using all these resources, I mean think about Sharjah as well. Yeah.
I think the locals are also looking forward to interacting with international people
Yeah.
like us. When we say we are from Singapore, they are very excited to know that we are from Singapore. So they
Yeah.
want their kids to be exposed to people like us, to find out so that they can take some good values from us.
Yeah.
For us, the experience that we had with the locals in
Mashallah,
Sharjah is very
mashallah,
good.
yes.
The children
so
are very well mannered.
Lain.
Yeah.
Like the children in Sharjah. So because the children go, alhamdulillah, we just sign them up for the Sharjah Marine Academy as well, where they do sea sports and everything.
Wow.
for example.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tak dengar?
Percuma, mama.
Oh, percuma.
Yeah. So alhamdulillah, they actually welcome us. Actually, I was very worried that the children would feel out of place pasal they are not locals, kan?
Yeah.
Because all of them is like 99% locals. Because not a lot of expats know about these resources. So, but they welcome them with open arms. There's
Wow.
absolutely zero discrimination. MashaAllah, really, really. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah.
So, okay,
that's
how
our
many of
recipe.
your children actually tap on all these programs?
The first three, not the young one. The youngest
Yeah.
is 2 years old. So,
Okay,
inshallah.
what are they? What are the activities they actually does?
Okay, so now they are doing chess, they are doing taekwondo. They also just joined the Marine Academy,
Marine Academy.
where they do like sea sports macam diving, snorkeling, jet skiing, swimming, sailing, like that lah.
Oh, quite solid
Oh, that's
lah.
good.
Very solid, yes.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Okay,
so
okay.
Alhamdulillah.
Then how about their normal curriculum? Macam mana diorang
Sekolah.
Sekolah, yeah.
Alhamdulillah. So we are actually homeschooling. It's a choice by our family. So alhamdulillah, it gives us a lot of time, additional time to indulge in all these activities lah kan. So yeah. So why we're homeschooling? Actually, when we first came, the children were 3 and 1.5 years old. I had no experience in terms of homeschooling, but we literally thought we were going to send him to school. So when Mika came, Mika's my eldest. When he came, I actually put him into kindergarten, nursery. Yes. But being Singaporeans, kita macam we have raised them to be how to say, a little bit more advanced sort of, macam not advanced lah in Singapore terms. So maybe here yes, because it's not their first language.
Yeah.
So I found that he was getting very bored. So he was getting very naughty kat class. Then the teacher used to give very negative feedback. So I was like, kenapa? Why is it like that? So I thought it's because we are moving. So I gave him a few months. But I realized that it's because after I just keep talking to the teacher, I actually sat down in the class. And then I'm sure they hated me. But it's because I think they are moving at a different pace from what we are used to.
Slower lah.
A very
Yes,
slower
This
pace.
is,
It could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on the child.
Yeah.
But Mika is the kind that needs to be constantly challenged. If not, he will start to jadi naughty. He will disturb other people. Yeah. So the teacher will say, when the teacher is reading the book, then he habiskan the teacher. So it's very disruptive. So
kau tahu masa tu kan, Selena bilang aku lah bila diorang recently pergi balik Singapore. So they went to I think was it one's father or your father yang brought him azan dekat masjid tu.
My father.
Bawa pergi masjid, pergi azan. Pergi azan masjid. Lepas tu datuk dia nak bawa lah, dia kenalkan orang. Lepas azan tak tahu mana orang yang azan tu tengah kejar burung. Kejar burung kat bawah masjid. Ya Allah.
Anak dia yang azan lah.
Dia azan lepas tu dekat luar.
Masjid Abdul Razak, I think.
Muazzin ni.
Muazzin,
Masya-Allah. Habis bapak dia buat apa bila anak dia azan?
Bapak senyum lah.
Alhamdulillah. Sejuk.
Bangga lah. Good job.
Sejuk bapak dia.
Gini good job.
Son.
InsyaAllah, Alhamdulillah. So from there, it got me thinking like, what is it that I can do to support my child in the best way for him? Because I don't want his spark of curiosity and learning to die, kan? Because it's a different
pace.
Pace. So Alhamdulillah, I had some friends who also introduced me to homeschooling. So from there, mashallah, but actually I was still not so sold. So I homeschooled him until he was 7. Then 7, I was like, maybe this is the age for me to send him to school again. So for 4 years, I was homeschooling him. Then we tried. So 7 years old, kesian anak, my firstborn. He's like the guinea pig of the family. So I tried like different ways with him. So we actually sent him to 3 different schools. Angmoh school, Indian school, Arab school. So we tried different schools. Each school he lasted like 1 to 3 months max. Dah beli tau school uniform, school books, everything.
Wow.
Max 1 to 3 months. The last one he was like, no, I don't want to go to school. So at first I didn't take him seriously. I was like, excuse me, you have to go to school. So it came to the last part where there was this day I was trying to send him. He started vomiting. The whole week he vomited in the car. Vomit. But he's not sick. So then the last day,
Dia sengaja lah.
I think dia macam the anxiety makes him like macam wanna.
Right.
So then one day he just started punching me when I wanted to send him.
Oh my God.
So I was like, dude, this is not how he normally is. So I said, okay, you know what? It's not happening for him. So we took him out, Alhamdulillah. I think, it's a good thing maybe that he's a little bit advanced. So macam, it wasn't working for him lah. So we took him out and Alhamdulillah from then on, now he's 12. So we have been homeschooling. Yeah.
Okay, so homeschooling, subjek-subjek, diorang apa yang belajar kat sekolah semua masih belajar kat rumah lah.
It's an eclectic mix depending on what the child needs.
Right,
So we marry different, a little bit unschooling, we marry different curriculums depending on the strength of the child. Alhamdulillah.
But would you say your background as a teacher helped you?
It could be a good thing and a bad thing. Because I was a teacher, I had to unlearn a lot of things. Macam, when you're homeschooling, the approach is, what is education for a child? Is it just to put the child in a school? Is it to just, like have something for him to do? So basically, the root is what is education. So sometimes as a teacher, that is not so good because I think, he's 10, he needs to be here, he needs to be learning this.
Right.
So I need to unlearn that because sometimes the children don't follow such things. Sometimes they're faster.
Right.
Sometimes they're late bloomers. So I needed to unlearn it. And I don't want to put like a school at home where everybody just shut up and follow the curriculum. Because then the advantages of homeschooling, you can't really benefit from that wholly. So actually as a teacher, I had to unlearn a lot of things. So I think if you're not a teacher, even better, I think. Yeah, because you get to connect with the child on the child's level,
Right.
just for his own strengths and whatever you want for him, instead of following what the curriculum says you need to follow.
Okay.
I have another question. Okay, so now that you are homeschooling your kids, and so like, if back home, diorang pergi sekolah,
Right,
and
right.
you go through primary 1, PSLE, primary 2, primary 3, and they go through their tests. You
Yeah.
know, they have a history of
Macam
being in
transcript,
school.
right? Yes.
So how do you do it down here?
Okay, I understand.
Homeschool, yeah.
Understand. Okay, so for one, because they are young,
Okay.
they actually, if you think about it, you don't actually need transcripts until you go into university. You don't need anything.
Right.
You know, like maybe you need PSLE because you want to go secondary school. You need like O levels because you want to go to JC. But if you don't want to do all that, you don't need anything. So maybe at the end of it, then there are many different ways that you can either be a private candidate to sit for O levels, A levels, and so forth, or do like a pre-U courses in order to get into, and then you do your TOEFL, you do your SATs or something to get into university. That's it. Yeah, you don't need a paper trail.
I just like to say that there are a lot of Singaporean children who did very well in Dubai, who have gone to polytechnic and up to university, and they did very well in the different systems. You have the IB, British, and all that.
Yes.
Basically, the children can do well here with the guidance of the parents.
Yes. So I think this works for our family. I mean, it's just, I'm not saying it's the best way at all. Not at all. It just works for us because of how my children, you know, like literally whatever we believe in, our belief system, and the children. So like he said, there's a lot of families who are doing very well in schools as well.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's because they have a very, very strong support system in the moms at home.
Right,
So mashallah, kudos to them as well. So it's just our journey.
You can't rely on the schools
Totally.
Just you can't say, okay, I pay this much. You know, there's a lot of schools which the school fees are very high.
Yes.
Just because it's a more expensive, more prestigious, more fashionable
That
school
doesn't mean
that you're going to get
some
the outcome that you think.
I think
the input of the parents is very important.
Yes.
Actually, that is the most important thing. It's not really the school.
I mean, back to that end. Pasal Dubai kan ada this KHDA punya rating kan.
Yes.
Some of the best schools under the KHDA is cheap.
Exactly.
No, you don't have to pay your
Kan?
no, you have to cut your arm or limbs to pay.
Right.
The
For sure.
top schools are actually the cheaper ones.
Yeah. I mean, it's not to say that it's more expensive.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, this is just our journey because alhamdulillah we just want to. Also, I just want to keep my children close to me as much as possible. I know, like, all moms think like that, and I completely understand that.
Yeah,
but it's just that for me, I actually like to spend time with them.
Yeah.
I mean, because. Pasal they're only so small for so
ada
long.
bibi. Ada bibi. Tak
No
ada kan?
bibi.
Oh. Susah.
I mean, if you want to keep so close to them, habis lepas homeschool, lepas tu home manage tak ada.
Kalau boleh aku macam lock kena lah. But alhamdulillah, I mean, hopefully with this more time spent together, our niat is so that we raise them with their strong core values lah. In short, that's just our niat, and then to protect them from influences outside. I think that is one of the main things like for our belief system. That's why. Sorry.
Sorry.
So being overseas, it is very important to stay close with your family unit. With children, with your own children, you have to keep them very close. And because you don't have any extended family, and also be close with the community, like other families. When we first came, we get to know about other families. From Tadarus group, basically there's some Quran reading together with the community Singaporeans. So from there, the children get their adopted uncles and aunties and
Cousins.
grand uncles and grand aunties. So that is also part of the package of the education to
Takes a village to raise a child.
to take the values, our Malay Muslim values. From
very
the,
important.
from the interaction.
Okay. Sorry, I want to ask a question on macam if you're in school, right? You have the exams to determine and monitor the progress of the students, right?
Yes.
So for you, how do you monitor the progress of your kids?
Right. Well, I do have a general structure, or I follow a little bit of the curriculum, so I understand where the children are at. And so within our own family unit, I have macam as long as they finish the curriculum, I'll give them exam papers and so forth. And also sometimes I have also sent them back to Singapore schools during summer holidays, so they actually sit for exams in the primary schools.
Okay.
So just to gauge where they are at, as well as to give them an experience of being in school and experience of sitting for an exam. So when we go back to Singapore, I enroll them under the, what do you call that, ya Allah, macam exchange program, sort of. Yeah, exchange program. Yeah. So they stay in Singapore schools for about a month, 2 months, and sit for the mini exams or whatsoever. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know there was this option.
Yes, yes,
okay,
yes. There is that option.
Actually,
yeah.
not only that, no. I think couple of years back, the children here, they wanted to enter NS. They want to fit into the system. So I think Outward Bound was having like macam summer camps.
Yes.
Where they actually do outdoor activities, and then after that, they were taught how to actually survive outside, this kind of thing.
Yep.
I think it's somewhat like that lah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So kan kita tanya pasal just academic. Okay, academic. Tapi when we go to school, it's not only about academic. It's all about friends and also social circle.
I understand.
So how do you actually manage that? I mean, for children.
Mashallah. I mean, Alhamdulillah, over here, like my husband has said, the community is very strong.
Right.
So actually, the homeschooling community in the UAE, I don't profess to be one of the earliest or the expert. It's just that what we are going through, that's all. But the community itself, I learned so much from it, because the homeschooling community in UAE, even within Singaporeans, is huge. So a lot of our friends, our close friends, are actually homeschooling, mashallah. So we form our own village, so to speak. So every weekend we will do outdoor activities with the children, and that's where their social circle comes in. But alhamdulillah, we managed to actually choose their friends, to ensure that it's a good influence for them, because over here we have influence not only kalau kat Singapore, influence Singapore je kan, but like in international schools, it's very different. It's from different cultures, so we have to be very careful of that. And also, mashallah, they also, like I said, they go for other classes. So actually, for example, taekwondo, they train 6 times a week. So every day they go to taekwondo with school bus and everything. So that is their social aspect from their extracurricular activities. And also our friends lah. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, tamam.
Tamam.
Tamam, understand.
Tamam.
InsyaAllah.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Okay lah, kalau
Mashallah.
academic, is all well taken care of. How about spiritual?
Mashallah. Alhamdulillah. I mean, being over here, because it's an Islamic country, sometimes, macam we, alhamdulillah, get to focus a little bit more on, because we're homeschooling kan, so kita ada time to make sure that they manage to have time to do their Quran memorization. They get to do a lot more. When I homeschool, mashallah, it's not just English, math and science, whatever. But because we are homeschooling, I get to have the opportunity to actually marry the secular subjects with the Islamic knowledge together. So for example, they have done science classes with a Quranic twist on it. Like to learn Quran plus science together. So
Kau aja?
no, not me.
Oh.
Like, so the thing with homeschooling is a lot of people misunderstand that you need to know your stuff in order to homeschool. But actually you don't. All you need to do is to be a mother in order to homeschool. Why? Because there's so many resources, especially post-COVID kan.
Sure not mother. The moment I walk in, aku ingatkan kau principal je tadi.
No lah, of course kena ada routine and discipline, of course.
Jadi apa? Dia orang timetable semua ada lah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
What time
I
you
mean,
start? Like morning?
Post Fajr, they will do Quran. After we wake up, they will do Quran first. And I mean, because we are not going to school, so the focus can be a lot on the Islamic studies, that we make sure we give priority to.
You have the flexibility
yeah,
lah.
alhamdulillah. I mean, that's not to say that people who are in schools don't have this time, but it's just our our way that we
You can
would
tailor.
like to
You can tailor your own.
Yes,
Macam kau lah. Your clients also want you to tailor orang punya ni
gitu lah kan.
itinerary
So
lah. Macam
mashallah,
sama juga.
So because we're homeschooling, we get to choose the teachers based on what the children want. So actually later, if you want to ask them, you're fine as well. They will tell me what they want, and I will find the classes for them.
Okay.
So like Mish would say, I want like art, mom. So I will find for her art classes that have Quran aspect. So the teacher will ask to do like maybe drawing on the names of Allah, but in geometric pattern, something like that. Yeah. So we, mashallah, so they have they have alhamdulillah, because we're homeschooled, we get to choose. So the teachers are from different countries, and mashallah, alhamdulillah, we are very blessed.
Habis
Alhamdulillah.
diorang boleh cakap Melayu tak?
Azal kau tanya, aku nak tahu tak kau nak tanya apa?
Aku nak-
Boleh cakap Melayu tak?
Kan?
Tolong member.
Kita promote business dia.
Tolong member.
Wife dia is coming soon. Wife dia teacher, cikgu Melayu. So dia nak buat academy.
Mashallah.
Yeah.
Yes, mashallah, mashallah. So I do confess that they are not very good in the Malay language.
Bagus.
Yeah.
Nanti kita boleh test lah.
It means
Nanti kita
business
boleh
for him.
test.
Lagi
Inshallah. That I think people will need. Inshallah. Yeah.
Not only Singaporeans, Malaysians as well.
Yeah, Malaysians as well. Yeah, but alhamdulillah being here, then more opportunity to learn Arabic lah, kan?
Habis Arabic berbual lah.
Not me, the children.
Arabic berbual Melayu.
apa tu, the curriculum of the school starts from what time to what time?
The good thing about homeschooling is we're very flexible.
Okay.
So I'm just very structured in terms, if it comes to Quran,
Okay.
if it comes to Islamic studies, I'm very structured. Other than that, I'm pretty chill.
Okay.
Yeah, so not really timetable per se, but they have many classes, you see. So that is naturally their timetable already. Yeah, but they know what to do. They know what to
Aku
do.
nak tanya Wan jap.
How do you know Awas? Sebab tu Awas sampai.
Kejap, aku nak tanya ni.
Okay,
Wan,
tanya.
kau kerja sampai pukul apa?
7:30 to 3:30.
Bila kau balik, sekolah dah habis belum?
Kadang-kadang belum habis.
Okay, ni aku tanya kau terus terang Dia mengajar ni sebagai seorang ibu ke dia mengajar sebagai seorang teacher?
Oh.
Terus terang dia tanya.
Cepat ni bang.
Sebagai ibu.
Sebagai ibu, patutlah kau banyak overtime kira kan?
Banyak driving. Nak kena pergi kelas ni, pergi kelas sana, nak kena drive, kadang-kadang kena keluar. But I think with kids, I can make a very short summary. Basically, if you do the Quran regularly, at a regular frequency, no need to be very long, just maybe like 10-15 minutes, but consistent, the Quran will open the brain of the child to other subjects, to other areas.
Wow.
So the Quran,
That's good.
and then of course you want to go to the base, and the second part is Iqra. Iqra is in the Quran, first Iqra, to read. So reading is very important. So get the child to read early. You cannot rely on the school to teach you that. What I recommend is also the same thing. How to start the child to read is early and young at small intervals. We were all from the same system. I just want to share this. Peter and Jane, Peter and Jane.
No lah, it's okay.
That's
there are
one-
many
that's-
No
different
lah, it's
ways.
okay, but you can say.
I just share because
Different ways.
I get local friends who ask, how your children read? I just say this is how we did it. I mean, how I did it and how my children did it is the same. It's a very simple sight words because when you read Quran, you read the letters alif, ba, ta, ta, and then you pronounce it according to what you see. But English language, when you read, you don't read it according to what you see.
Yes.
Because sometimes it doesn't sound like how you see it. Okay, so the other approach is that you go for sight words. That means you open up the book. Basically, the word will be repeated, and then after that, the child will remember the word. And then after that, from there, this is level 1. Then you go to level 2, then level 3.
Basically, I think it's just istiqamah. Yeah, just istiqamah lah, inshallah. Like he said, the Quran itself will be a base for the akhlaq for the child, as also for the, his potential for his mental growth. Yeah, inshallah, that's what we believe.
Wow.
Yeah, inshallah.
Interesting,
Wow.
Interesting.
So that's
Okay.
what I can say in a summary lah. And of course, the third part is also the food. Good food will also
Fuel them
translate to healthy and
Behavior
behavior.
to us.
Okay, ni aku nak tanya betul ke kanan-kanan kau tak pernah makan McDonald?
Pernah tu satu kali bila kita balik.
Itu cheat day kira kan?
No, it's not
dekat
from
airport.
us. It's
Satu kali je.
it's, Yeah,
Dari
it's
siapa?
From family.
I thought the airport, the other time we want to go back to
Oh yeah,
Singapore.
one time,
Then
yes.
And then we didn't have time to get the food, so it's just
One time happy say macam, what is this?
Oh, really? And then now, how? If they walk past McDonald's, they have us
Absolutely not.
burger pun tak?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Mashallah. No, it's not. It's just I think because when we raise them, we talk to them. We don't say no, but we explain why. Get them to understand because we need to treat them like adults. We just So alhamdulillah, is like he said, we are trying to it's an Islamic way to raise the children to the best of our abilities because they are our amanah. So when we say raising them, it means raising them well in terms of mentally, physically, and that also means in terms of the food. It has not to be halal only, but also tayyib.
Yes. Halalan, tayyiban, mubarakan.
So inshallah, yes. So alhamdulillah, because we're staying in an Islamic country, the kind of sunnah foods that is good for the children is very readily available here, like madu, habatu sauda, and kurma.
Kurma is very cheap here.
And like good milk and all these like farm fresh vegetables, like organic vegetables, are very very easily available here lah. So alhamdulillah.
Okay.
So today we eating organic food lah.
Aku rasa
Kan?
Aku rasa Jangan dah cerita kita McDonald pula Itu dah tak fair
Anyway, KFC kat sini dia punya ayam lain sikit.
Ayam dia Afsan, aku belum try lagi KFC kat sini.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, that is one thing kita
besar.
macam.
Why do you look at him as though he's weird? You guys gave them McDonald's once in their lifetime.
Aku prefer Singapore punya KFC. Seriously.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Even my Bahraini friend also, he said
Singapore.
Singapore's KFC. Oh my gosh, brother.
I think not only the KFC, I think the fries also. Singapore punya fries is solid.
Solid.
Okay, kita dah
Speaking of that, speaking of that before we end, I'm just saying that bukan kita tak strict sangat lah. The children have cheat days. Kalau kat Tadarus, I just let them, whatever they want to eat, let them eat lah. But so inshallah, everything in moderation.
You cannot underestimate the importance of food lah. You have to really take care as much as you can lah. Be more conscious of it.
It affects their behavior.
Betul?
Right.
So inshallah.
Hot dog jangan makan lah, hot dog.
Hotdog jangan makan
Actually,
Anak aku hotdog hari-hari.
Bro,
McDonald's
seriously.
hari-hari anak aku.
Because I was working in the butcher back in Perth kan. Cara diorang buat hotdog tu semua dah daging-daging diorang dah tanak.
You know what I do? I actually
one pill.
show the children videos of how it's all made.
YouTube.
So even if you ask them to do it, they will not eat it.
Yeah.
It's not because parents say no.
Sedap sebab ada babat
gourmet
tau.
hot dog.
Gourmet, get the
tak
gourmet
kering.
ones. Yeah.
Okay,
It's a lot of flavouring.
Ini food ni is a very wide topic. So aku rasa we will reserve that for the next episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dia belum cakap lagi pasal rumah dia besar ni. Berapa harga ni rumah ni. Belum cakap.
Aku dah tahu dah.
Kita nanti next episode kita ni.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, inshallah.
Okay, terima kasih. We'll come back to the next episode. Thank you very much.